So, y'all, is there any of you that would like to give the recap for a point of inspiration?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. Watch, I'll see something pop up from Q that says he'll do it once it gets officially in because he wants the point. All right, so I will do it then. Last time on Dragon Ball Z, we had a little bit of a day in the life of with different different villains. Not big old villains yet, but you're working towards it. Some um back alley surgery and some minor theft going on with uh with Zay uh after doing
Breaking into cars.
breaking into cars and Victor sawing off feet, well, a foot after an unfortunate dock accident. Um, but morning started out, Victor setting up shop and waiting for clients, as one does when they're a back alley doctor. And Aegis, Sim, and Zay went out on the town, different directions, but Aegis did his. Um, or didn't he type out that it's actually pronounced a different way?
Yes, it is pronounced Aegis.
Aegis. It is going to
That
take me
is
a while to remember that. Egg.
that is what he has decided.
Aegis. Egg. I'll get it. I'll get it. Um, Aegis doing his routine and popping in on Ivy at her plant shop to see if there was anything he could do to help out. Maybe looking for a buck, maybe just checking in to do something nice. Who knows? Um, but what ended up happening is Ivy instantly putting him to work because of how much work she has to do. Um, him finding out later on that she's actually got a heavier workload than usual because a big order came in with the nobles coming into town, which Sim and Zay ended up learning about the nobles coming into town by um going to the heavy petting bar and brothel and speaking with Sweet Pea, the owner, proprietor of the bar. Um, Loves to spill the tea, especially to a customer that comes in regularly and talks with her. Um, If you share gossip, she will share gossip with you, no problems. Um, to which they ended up leaving, one going to tell Victor, and one keeping an eye out. Zay being the one that is keeping the eye out, who ended up spotting the noble family, which happened to be a tiefling family, coming up the road in quite expensive looking vehicles. Some nice sports car looking wheels. They ended up parking out front of their mansion before heading inside. While inside, they did a little bit of thievery in checking the doors of these cars and finding one to be unlocked. Slipping into the unlocked car, they ended up finding the papers to the car that detailed a little bit about who owned the vehicle now and why they were given or who from they were given the vehicle. Yes, you need to finish cleaning your room before you can have it. After that, the group did a little readying themselves. One of them doing a little shopping and purchasing a bird that likes to swear. Um, Interesting shopping choice, but what's done is done, and they have a tiny parrot that likes to swear. Uh, After that, ow, Lulu, God, damn. You all ended up gathering at the bar, and no, Aegis, um, being a temporary bouncer, and Victor kind of watching from the sidelines, whereas Sim and Zay put on quite a show. So much so that Sim ended up getting invited to um the mansion in order to get the job as performer at a wedding that would be happening in a couple days. Um, he ended up finding out that why they are back in town is because there's a wedding to be had between two of the noble families at the Finefoot winery. The gardens of that winery are going to be all dolled up for a wedding, and so they're getting their bits of partying and excitement out of the way before the bride's family arrives and things get down to business. But Sim has been, since it's everything's going so quickly, the initial performers that they wanted to get were already all booked up or off the continent, too far away to travel, sort of thing. So they were just looking for a competent, good performer. And since you put on such a good show, we're like, hey, you come to the manor tomorrow morning. We'll talk over the job, make it to where you can get in to set up. So as long as you show up, you'll get the job. And that is pretty much where we left off. It was with everyone still um at the bar, uh doing their thing, kind of schmoozing around or sitting in the corner or watching from a distance, but all in the same bar as the festivities were going on. Especially since the noble family, when they first entered, they said all drinks were on them, so it doesn't seem like anybody's leaving anytime soon as far as any of the other bar goers are concerned. But with that, what do you all want to do?
Zay is up on stage doing knife tricks,
Yes, yes, you did
I
say
believe.
Zay would be doing them knife tricks and whatnot.
So that's what she's doing.
Sim is gonna go to the bar.
All right, as you walk over to the bar. Sweet Pea gives you a bit of an eye waggle and sidles over and asks you to pick your poison.
Mm, I think I'll go with the water for right now, truthfully.
She acts I'll play surprise sort of thing, and goes over and gets the water and goes, "You want to keep that mind bright for some retaining some gossip and information, do you?"
Well, that and don't really want to miss any details.
Devil's in the details.
'Cause,
She
well,
slides
sometimes
over your
schmoozing.
water and goes, "Now, if you do want anything, it wouldn't hurt to get something more expensive tonight. They did say all drinks were on them, so at least before you leave."
Oh, I know. But it just kind of leans in real close, just all hushed. They have invited me to play at their wedding.
"Oh, you have got to give me the details. When afterwards, when you get back, I want to know what all the settings look like. Just all who was there, all the details. I need to know what is in currently, and that is the best way to do it."
Of course, of course. Would I ever not get the details of a high-profile wedding for you?
She gives you a big old grin and says, "Oh, you're too good to me."
Now, see, that's my return for tonight.
She gives you
For
a bit of a
y-
nod,
your bit, for your bit of gossip, at least.
and goes, "I want. Did they say who the other family was? I've heard by how that loud they've been. I know it's one of them boys that's getting married, but I wonder which family is pitching up one of their daughters."
I'm not sure, but I'm sure I could find out before the end of the night.
She goes, "Well, no rush, no rush. I mean, we'll all know eventually. But if you do hear It'll be interesting to know what families are joining together. It affects business and all.
Oh yes, yes. Oh, and there's how many? There's five of them.
There were do do
6
Six.
2, 3, 4, 5. Well,
plus 2 sisters.
Well, here in the bar,
Yeah,
there's 5 of them in the
five here in the
bar.
bar. Okay.
One of them's not there. 1, 2,
oh,
4, 5. Yeah, because the eldest isn't there. The father isn't there.
Okay.
I thought he was.
Sim's gonna just like chug the water, and then he's going to ask for 6 shots of her best rum.
She's like, ooh, and pours out some, putting them on a tray, and then she just kind of puts the bottle on the tray itself and holds that out to you.
Sim will take the tray and head towards the tiefling's table.
Do we officially have an Aegis now?
Listening for a bit.
Anybody get any of that?
Did
Wait,
not
what?
get any of that.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find a better spot there.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Howdy. Okay. Yeah, I've been listening.
Okay. I mean, we knew you'd been listening. Just we're wondering when you'd be piping in.
Uh, whenever it's my turn, I was wondering if there was burb intel.
I know the last you tried to get burb intel, you had rolled like a 6. You could try and roll again and see if you get any new burb intel. Kind of get new burb intel while Sim is grabbing and walking over with drink, sort of thing. Timeline
I'm
wise.
so tempted to take the expertise trait in per- perception. Oh, but hey, a 19.
That's not bad. So yeah, you are able to get a little more information um than just bird wobbles. Um since last time it was more you'd never looked through or listened through bird senses before. So it's a brand new situation for you. But now you've had some time, like the whole show, to get used to looking and listening through the bird. And you end up learning that I have to pull up that the Summer Solstice clan, which is the family name of uh the other set of no of one of the noble families that you basically you overhear one of the guys saying that they can't wait to actually see the broad that their brothers marry and to see if he's getting any good tail or not from the Summer Solstice clan, since this is an arranged marriage at all. Um, hopefully that that family ain't breeding any ugly cats, sort of thing.
Oh.
Um,
Well, that's not doesn't especially. Did they say their brother?
so yeah, one of the brothers there. So one of them kind of nudges the other one and kind of with like jesting, sort of jokingly, like, "Oh, I hope this broad isn't ugly." Yeah, sort of deal.
Oh, okay.
Um, and Sim, as you're walking over with the tray, you do catch the tail end of the jesting that they hope the broad is an ugly sort of deal is what you catch as you finally get over there, and you're definitely spotted and a brow is raised and they kind of look at you and go, "Well, that's definitely too many for just you there, unless you're planning on getting completely wasted this evening, dude."
Oh, well, I figured this was some sort of bachelor's party or something going on, so I thought you were the ones getting wasted here, and I was just a guide for the party.
They're like, "Oh man, we like you, we do. You're not wrong. You're not wrong." Um,
He'll take one of the shots off the tray and set the rest of the tray down on the table.
they all reach in and grab one. Um, and lift it up, and one of them goes out to Malice and Rain. May their wedding be blessed. And takes a shot, and they all kind of go, here, taking the shot, and begin just general palling around some more. One of them kind of reaching an arm around you, pulling you into the revelry.
Um, let's see. Uh, so as they're kind of like sitting there and like chatting and drinking,
Yeah, yeah,
Sim's gonna
chatting.
kind of Sim's gonna kind of like just play like a small gentle tune, still kind of like upbeat, going with the party, but not like super duper loud. And as he's doing that, he's going to use that to disguise his casting of comprehend languages,
All right.
just in case if they start talking about anything else in a different language other than common. Then that way I'll understand them.
Smart, smart. So yeah, they are palling around, and glad you're joining in on their small talk sort of thing. Um, and you do occasionally, a couple of the older ones, um, do, mm, you end up uh picking up, uh of all things, you pick up Sylvan, and a couple times it's more of a private check-in sort of thing, like a yo, yeah, we're here to party, but time to check in, guys. How y'all? How we doing? Do we need to reel it back so we don't piss Dad off too much? We've got work to do in the morning. Um, when we can only cast spells so many times to make ourselves feel better and keep going, sort of check-ins. Um, but other than that, um, other than partying and talking about Rain, also sometimes, a couple times, the full name of Rare Rain is said, in more so wondering what she looks like. You definitely uh like 100% end up learning that this is a completely arranged marriage by the basically highest of royalty or leaders sort of thing of the area, have kind of blessed this union, so to speak. They thought that these two families would be great if they joined, and would help a lot of businesses in different areas if they did. So basically, told the elders of the family, hey, what kids do you have that are old enough? They're getting married, make it happen. And to appease the government and stay on the good side of things, and still have a lot of standing and a lot of money in their pockets, of course they jumped on it and said yes, and thus things are underway.
Neat. Well, after Sim kind of gets all that, all he feels like he's gonna get, he'll go back to kind of kind of back to just not as crazy of a performance, a little more calmed down since kind of as the evening is starting to kind of wind down. He'll just play for the last like 2 or 3 hours.
I play some calm music, chill, chill mood music, so to speak.
Yeah, kind of still maybe like a little jaunty since it is a party, but as it gets later, it'll just like slowly wind down the later it gets.
Aegis is gonna take advantage of this time for to get in the aerobic workout he's gonna be missing tomorrow.
And fly on the wall that is Victor. What's Victor doing?
Oh, just enjoying a nice drink, keeping an eye out, listening for things, and seeing about just what type of people these nobles are, just from how they act.
You get that by the way they act and what you're seeing, they've definitely haven't seen a real hard day's work in their lives. They've definitely only been taught how to schmooze up to other nobles and how to this is definitely a family of the boys have been taught how to run things and how the interworkings of the different nobles and the government should work together, but other than that you can get away with anything because you've got the money, sort of thing.
Hmm.
They're definitely not they're not getting too rowdy though. They're partying but not destructive. They're not getting destructive in their party and bachelor party ways. Um a couple of them towards the end of the evening have definitely wandered off to some private rooms, um leaving the others to continuing their chatting and enjoying the performance and drinking,
Hmm.
or they've definitely played some cards, um thrown some darts around through the night, but never getting they haven't gotten aggressive or um again destructive. Like you've I would say in your lifetime you've definitely seen nobles be that way before going in, and we have so much money, your property doesn't matter, so we're just gonna get rowdy and party and destroy everything and throw money at you for you to fix it yourself. But that doesn't happen to be these guys.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Alrighty. Well, I guess for the remainder of it, I'll just enjoy the music and yeah.
Alrighty, and as the night winds down, people leave. It ends up getting to the point where Sweet Pea is beginning to usher people out. Um, and call it like closing time, so to speak. But she ends up going over to the stage and kind of waving at Sim and giving you the kind of times up sort of signal wave.
And some just kind of gives some sort of like grand conclusion to his show, and well, I thank you everybody for coming, and just like telling them all to have a good night and get home safely. Don't have the after party be too hard. And he's like pointing at the group of tieflings.
Well,
They
damn.
kind of like, hey, giving you the finger gun sort of thing.
I'll like hop down off stage and kind of go. And you kind of like go to like a table kind of closer towards the bar. I'm just kind of waiting for as everybody filters out.
Okay, she ends up everybody filters out, and it ends up calling Aegis over with a few coins in her hand, kind of giving him a jingle with a little eyebrow raise, like, you gotta come and get this sort of look.
Wait, that was Aegis?
Yep.
Oh. Um. Okay. I'm gonna hold my hand out. Well, like
She
crouch down to her and hold out my hand.
yeah, she ends up plopping 3 gold into your hand and goes, now a couple of those happen to be a tip. A couple of the girls liked having you guard the hallway, so they told me to give you a little extra.
Well, thank you. It's always appreciated. I I gotta give I'm saving up a little sum for this guy, and then I pat. Well, actually, I guess at some point wouldn't he have come back?
Oh, you would have been able to call him back at some point.
Yep.
Gives a look at the burned and nods. I guess You'll definitely have to keep that fella fed if you don't want him flying off.
Yeah, that's all he's saying. He just giving a soft grunt and a green grunt. That wasn't clear. Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, after she ushers everybody out and clears out the room, she kind of hustles over. Um, she definitely would. Mm, I would say she knows well enough that Victor does hang out with Sim and Zay. Um, but not necessarily whether or not they all came together. So she would kind of go over to Victor and be like, "Are you sticking with this group here, or am I shooing you out?"
I am going to be staying with him.
So I keep on getting some wicked feedback from you, Aegis.
Oh shoot, sorry.
What was Victor's response? Sorry.
I will be staying here with him.
Says, all right, suit yourself. She goes over to Sim and goes, so you gonna get yourself a good rest tonight, right? And you're gonna go in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Are you gonna take a little miss with you, or are you going yourself?
Uh, look at there. Well, would you like to come with me to the Tiefling's mansion tomorrow to talk to them about performing at the wedding?
Yeah, yeah, I can go with you.
Oh, well, looks back at CMP. Well, I guess that's a yes. But I think I may have found out family because I think they only know the name of the wife and, well, the name family too, but that wasn't exactly discussed. But they did say the name of the wife. It was Rare Rain.
She has rare rain. Now that sounds like. Was that the She was a summer solstice clan by any chance?
I didn't catch any parts like that.
She goes, the only ones I know with any sort of naming like that I've at least heard in the past is that family.
Well, I think I would assume so. just because the way they were talking, it didn't sound exactly like they knew the other family at all, aside from court meetings and whatnot. But there's they kept saying they kept wondering what she looked like, and it definitely it seemed like the marriage was just some some people way high up being like, hey, if you two families got married together, it'd be really good for everybody. And that's the road they've gone down because, well, it especially means lots of money for them.
Are the tieflings still around, or did they leave too?
They paid their tab and left. Well, and they also they paid uh more than their tab and left, but
So, there wouldn't be a chance to like follow them back or not
you could definitely
now.
they
Did they
basically would
drive?
have no. So the roads to um this area are too narrow. They only would have been able to drive to like the housing like mansion area. After that it's really only narrow carts that are used. Um because between each layer of the city is stairways, so it's not much driving. A lot of muscle work getting things in and around the shopping areas, like getting deliveries around and whatnot.
Yeah. Uh, uh, Sim, I'm gonna head out. Uh, I'll, I'll see you tomorrow morning.
All right.
And then I'm going to just go follow them, make sure that no other unsavory individuals happen to cross their path.
So, um, yeah, how
While
stealthy are you
while
doing with
Sim
your
is heading.
following?
Oh, I mean, come on. It's nighttime. Sneaky, sneaky.
It's nighttime. They're drunk as hell. You're probably invisible.
Probably. Um, that is a 16 on stealth.
Oh yeah, you might as well be invisible. Couple of them are stumbling, laughing. They're still loud, so it's not hard to follow them at all. Um, as they make their way back home, and as you follow them, uh, as they do get to the house and get to the doorway and open it, you do hear from inside. Of course, that's what you boys have been doing.
Did I see anybody tailing them besides me?
Nobody tailing them. No, they're the other than seeing some other like stragglers departing um from the bar itself, making their way to their homes, or you would have heard people going down um the stairways towards the apartment area um that had left as well. So other than seeing some other slow goers or drunk movers taking their time down those steps so they don't break their necks, um nobody tailing them at all.
Okay. He passed out in an alleyway that I can look over.
Um, let me make a roll. Let me see if there's anybody that got too drunk that's passed out in the alley. Yeah, you do end up as you're making your way about. You do happen to find a um a halfling that is halfway down the stairs between um the one stop shop, um the general store, and the cake is a pie, the stairway down there. You just kind of hear a bit of blubbering to themselves, talking, and sitting down in a bit of a doze off snore before a look around and then more snoring. As you get closer, you can definitely smell how much they've drunk on them.
Knocking them. Let's see what they got. Sleight of hand.
Yep, sleight of hand.
That is 14.
14. All right, that's that'll do. Um, you weasel your way into a couple pockets. In one pocket, you find 3 copper. And another pocket, you find um a card that goes to the God, look at the Gambler's Sanctuary, which you would know. These cards, um, if you're a gambler at any of the connected sanctuaries to Shatia, um, they have a network there where if you're just going to be a regular gambler, they're kind of like a bank system in them of themselves. They give you a card which you can use to um keep your balance on. And if you ever withdraw everything that you have, um, or end up with a negative balance, you end up paying what you owe and no longer have a card, or they just take the card from you if you end up at the flat zero. Um, so you know this card has some sort of amount attached to it.
Transactionism at its finest.
I take the card, but I leave the 3 copper. And then I will make my way home.
Alrighty. Lulu? No. Can I
Victor
have
Sim,
the fried chicken?
it is time for workout.
Alright, so Aegis.
Yep.
Do you end up leaving to go somewhere to do your workout? Or you just start doing your workout right there in the middle of the empty bar?
Um. Well. Oh wait, did Victor and Sim actually leave Aegis? I guess. Well, like,
Sim's
did
kind
you
of
guys
chilling.
already leave?
No,
Oh.
Sim's still here.
Um. Well, if Sim at all looked like he was listening, then he'd try to get Sim in on his workout. And it's like a small workout. It's a before bed workout.
Now, when you say he tries to get Sim in on his workout, does he try and use Sim as a weight? Or does he try to get Sim to work out as well?
Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Let's say both. Do I need? You do push-ups. I lift.
Wait, you you want to lift me while I do push-ups?
Yes.
Why?
Gotta get the weight from somewhere.
Well, I appreciate that you think I would be hefty enough to be weight equipment,
Alright.
but
He's, he's
it's
slobbering
not
around.
exactly the kind of exercise that I tend to do. My, I'm,
Are you contesting me trying to lift you, by the way?
I mean, are you just going for it?
Oh yeah, yeah, mid conversation.
Um, hold on. Uh, Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be contesting. It's just like, oh god.
Alrighty.
I
Give me a
I have
dex off, you two.
decks off. Just be like a save or like acrobatics.
Yeah, dex
So,
save or
so Sim,
athletic.
yours would be a dex save, where Aegis, yours would be like a dex attack. Basically, like you're trying to grapple him, so to speak.
Oh, so that would be dex plus proficiency,
Yeah.
and our proficiency right now is +2, I believe, right? Or is it +1? No, it's definitely +2.
It should be 2.
Glad I left because you'd be flipping Zay in the air.
Oh,
Uh, the reason I was giggling is because I have a total of 25 with a natural 20.
oh, jeez.
I don't think Aegis is beating that.
Nope, but we actually had the same modifier,
Or
which is ironic.
Aegis. I'm gonna get this right. I'm gonna remember. Egg.
Don't
Aegis.
worry. While you're working on getting the name, I'll work on getting the accent right. I think I figured out more or less what it sounds like, though.
Nice. Um, Aegis.
Accomplishing.
Aegis. I did it fucking again. I just corrected myself and then I went straight back to the other one. Uh, as Aegis reaches for Sim and fails to grab him to be able to use him as a weight. Uh, Sweet Pea does go. If you need some to lift, I can call a couple of the girls over. I'm sure they get a hoot out of you lifting them up.
I think I've also had just a little bit too much to drink to be lifted as he kind of like stumbles a little bit after dodging him.
That is great idea. I curl. And he makes a motion as if he doesn't think that he was understood. A curling motion. He is trying to say that he intends to curl one of them in each hand.
So,
Whether or not he.
Liliana ends up calling over, or not, Sweet Pea ends up calling over Liliana and Candace. Hollering down the hallway for him, and two girls around the size weight wise end up showing up, and one of them an elf, and the other uh the other is a earth ganassi.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know if Aegis would know too much about them yet, because they've only been more so in the larger cities since their outer worldly visitors that had come and stayed for multiple years and now have some generations worth of people that live in Dremura as a whole in this timeline now, since the veil was successfully taken down without Namath eating the world. You guys succeeded and all, you know. Uh, um, but because Aegis was more secluded, I don't think he would know what she was. He would just know that this is female. They're both about the same size, and one looks wildly different from the other.
Okay. Uh, let's see if he can lift them first. Um, he's just gonna crouch, like squat down, and like position his hands out for them to like either grab hold of or position themselves onto if they want to hang or whatever.
They kind of what they end up doing is you kind of crouch and hold your hands out. And they end up shifting you just a little bit, and end up sitting on your hand while holding your arm.
Oh, oh, that actually makes curling them a lot easier because they can move their weight a little bit. But anyway, um, I'm gonna try. Let's see how this goes. Should I make a strength roll to see if he can actually work out with them? We
Strength
know they're
check,
probably
please, or athletics. Athletics would work.
okay. He has proficiency in both. 19.
Oh yeah, easy peasy.
I'm pretty sure they're also within his carrying capacity. Like pretty easy.
Oh yeah. While doing this, both of them are giggling.
Um, he's just gonna try to show off a little bit at this point. Start putting them if he can get them over his shoulder and just do like what's it called? You know, like you're doing a press, an air press.
Oh yeah, yeah, kind of lifting them up over your head and then down a little bit and then sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You definitely get um occasionally a startled squeal when position shifting. But for the most part, it's giggles all the way.
And then he's gonna say, "So, uh, how do you guys feel about a weighted run?"
They they kind of furrow their brows and they're like piggyback.
Uh, how about shoulder?
They both nod and go, "Yeah, we can sit on your shoulders."
Which one feels lighter?
Um, the the elf is slightly lighter.
Okay. Um, wait, do they have home? I need to find that out, actually. Um, also, I'm outside, so I sort of dropped the accent for now. I'm gonna say, fuck. Now I'm stuck in the accent when I'm trying to think of talking like him. But anyway, um, I'm just gonna ask them what they're uh whether they want to go home to their homes, right to their homes.
they they both look at you and giggle and go, our our home is the bar. The rooms that the gentleman can go to, they're actually ours. We live there.
Oh, um, a lap around the town then.
You get a nod in agreement as they get your help in positioning.
Um, he's gonna start sprinting with them holding them on his shoulder. I guess he probably like scoops his arms around their thighs to hold them steady.
Roll me in athletics.
Yep,
We gotta see how fast you zoom.
22.
You do zoom at a nice steady speed. Yeah, as you take off, you do hear Sweet Pea shout behind you to be careful. Bring her girls back safe. Um, before she ends up turning back around. As you do your lap, inside, she goes over to Sim, and Victor goes, "Is he always like that? And does he need a job?"
Say
Sim,
again?
she's looking to Sim and Victor, and asking if Aegis is always like that, and if he needs a more permanent job.
Uh, well, he does like to work out a lot, but I think you'd have to ask him on the more permanent job front of it.
She nods, goes, because I mean, if the girls get along with them, he could make a gold a night if he wants. Also, the nights that he worked, he'd be able to get food. And I'm sure once these two talk about the lifting and the sprinting and all that jazz, more girls will be wanting to talk to him too.
Oh, more than likely. um, well, I think that I'm off for the night. I'll see what I can get up to in the morning.
Would you like a little bit of a quick sober up on the house?
Oh, no, I think I'm fine. He just kind of like slowly makes his way out of the bar.
He gives a nod and kind of watches you walk out and then walk off a little bit as she stands at the door waiting for Aegis and the girls to get back. Uh, a couple whoops in the distance can be heard from them. uh, does Victor follow Sim out, or did he end up wanting to head out beforehand, sort of thing?
Probably would have departed a bit, but sleepy is late. There's work to do.
Your mic is very quiet, by the way.
Mm, yeah. Might also help if I talk louder and not be 3/4 of the way asleep.
Oh no. Also turn those three down a little bit and the whole volume up a wee bit and see how that helps. Um, wait, does Victor head out when Sim does?
Probably would have left a bit sooner.
A little bit sooner.
Work to be done and all that
Yeah, so
to be had.
he ends up heading out, homeward bound. Um, I assume not too long after. Um, granted, before heading home, Aegis, you after doing your lap when you get back with the girls, you are greeted with Sweet Pea asking you to put them down since it is time for them to get some rest, as well as for her to officially lock the doors. But she does then offer for a more permanent job. And if you are looking for work, any nights you are free, she would pay you 1 gold a meal, and if any tips happen to come around for you, which is a luck of a roll whether or not that happens. Um, you would get tossed at least a couple coins. And that is an uh, indefinite offer. Like that until she specifically outright rescinds the offer. Any night you want to pop in, um, then just come in and let her know, and she'll tell you where to take your post, sort of thing.
That sounds li- like something I might have to take you up on. But don't I'm mixing up the accent now. Fuck. Don't your girls make house calls? But also, uh, I think I might be useful in a show or two. Um, he's gonna as he's setting them down, he's uh gonna pat the the girls who look like 2 feet below him at this point um on the head and say, I'm sure someone could find a way to use me for their tricks.
You both of the girls giggle, and Sweet Pea smiles and goes, "We can definitely try something out, and we can definitely, if it works out, toss some coins your way for putting on performance." Now, granted, the first performance or two would be tip only, whatever um, coins come in from those who are watching for you, you would get. But if you pull in enough interest and get enough tips that come in, we'll actually pay you for a performance too. And yeah, the girls do house calls sometimes, but most of the time they work out of here.
Well, I'm sure they'll need protection.
We do tend to hire uh, we do tend to hire protection, and you can be put on that list as well if you're interested. Night Goober.
Um, do you have contact?
Do you have what? It broke up there for a second.
Do you have contact?
She goes, well, Here we do, and she pulls out um a card and goes, "This is all the information of the bar here, which is how you'd get a hold of me and by extension the girls. Now, anytime they have house calls to go to, we do end up having a list of those to run out to and see if we can hire them for muscle to make sure the girls get there and back safe. We usually have a runner go out for that, but if you just want to chime in on occasion and see what we got going on, you can always do that instead."
Yes.
She gives a nod and goes, "Well, I apologize, but at the moment, I have to shoo you out now. It's late. I gotta lock up these doors and make sure all these little ladies are getting their rest."
A just waves to them.
Yeah, both of them wave back with a bit of a smirk and a giggle before running off. And Sweet Pea ends up ushering you out before closing the doors, and hear some good old locks clicking
Ooh,
into place, and all the lights in the building turning off as you are outside at night.
I was gonna have him turn around as the door was closing and say, "What is your name?" At the two girls.
As the doors close, you were going to say what?
He was gonna ask what the two girls' names were.
Oh, you are told that they were Candace and Liliana.
Which one was which?
Candace being the Ganassi and Liliana being the elf.
Okay, I'm putting in notes. Candace, Earth Genasi, Liliana, Alf, and then equals light dumbbell. No,
Yeah.
okay. Note taking. And then he's gonna go to bed and get ready for his next work shift of volunteering at the.
Beautiful. Um, So each of you, what are your nighttime plans? What do you each do to prep for bed, so to speak?
Mm, probably
Oh,
go to the basement and say a prayer at his altar of bone before going to sleep.
um, Aegis, Aegis is probably doing about the same, except this time before he does it. Not the same as in the same DD. Um, he's doing it for Sinra, but this time he's taking the moment to explain it to Rupert. Uh, and he of course does so by casting his ritual cast of I think it's speak with animals. That's what I used last time.
Yes.
And then he's going to try to convince him that it is very important that we pray every night. He, he doesn't give much more persuasion than that, but that's literally what. So he's gonna say something along the lines of, "Now, before bed, we must pray to Sinra. It is very important."
He looks at you and cocks his head to the side and goes, "What the fuck? Why?"
Because Sinra gives us everything.
Hmm.
He pulls out some seeds and he says, "Sinra gives us these tasty treats you enjoy."
He looks at you and looks at them and goes, "Fork 'em over! Fork 'em over!"
Yes, prayer first. So
You just. Rupert just goes, "What the fuck? Amen. Seeds! Fork 'em over!"
he, he sighs. It's an attempt. And he raises the. Actually, he probably just sets them on his like shoulder or something, and then continues to pray before he goes to bed. And he's gonna obviously tell Rupert good night, and then we'll see him in the morning.
Alrighty. What's Zay's nighttime ritual?
They grabs a pillow and blanket from one of the beds in there, makes her way up onto the roof. It finds like a little crook in the roof, and just wraps herself in a blanket and just falls asleep on the roof.
Nice.
No prayers, no giving thanks, just fucking sleeping.
Just nighttime, lights out, let's go, sort of deal.
Yep. Like, all right, I'm tired. I don't want to talk to anybody. Just head up to the roof and sleep.
Lulu, no, no, Lulu. You can't have the chicken. You sneaky bitch. As you all slumber, the night is quiet, and as morning comes, um, I would assume, Zay, you're probably the first one to wake up since you're sleeping outside on the rooftop. Um, but and everyone else as morning comes. Lulu, no, you're just trying to get onto my lap to get to the chicken, so you're not climbing onto my lap right now. She wants the food. Um, I know a couple of you have specific things to do. Um, but what's everybody's morning rituals with this new day?
Sim is gonna grab Zay like first thing. Eh, Um, so before we go over to the mansion, something that you should know. While they were all partying last night, I casted Comprehend Languages. And I heard one of them. Well, was it one of them, or was it like kind of it would like bounce around between a few
Oh,
of
it
them?
would it would bounce around.
Okay. Um, there were several times throughout the evening where it would just kind of seemed seemed kind of random on which one, but seemed like somebody was checking in on them, kind of seeing how things were going and making sure they weren't partying too hard. But this it was strange. I think it was Sylvan that they were speaking in.
Well, nobody was following them home, which is weird because they were very easily accessible. I'm surprised nobody went to go try something.
I am as well. That's strange. We
I
may want
mean,
to keep our guard up while we're in the mansion, just in case there's anything strange going on.
So somebody was checking in on them in Sylvan?
Well, it's they were responding in Sylvan. And it was
Well,
they were
something.
like, yeah, we're here to party. Like, oh no, we're not wanting to piss off Dad. We've got work to do in the morning. We've only got so many spells to keep us going, to like keep us feeling good. It was strange.
Well, they did have sisters at home. Could have been them checking in on them.
They did. Could have been the sisters, but
Well, we'll have to keep an ear open for any Sylvan while we're there. Um, I don't feel appropriately dressed up for meeting people, not at a bar. Um,
well, I mean, I've got my collection if you'd like to take a look. So just got like a pile of costumes in the corner.
I I don't even know if you'll have anything that'll fit me. Just
Well,
kind of
I mean,
gesturing.
some of them might be tailored to your size. I mean, I've I've done lots of things.
I guess Zaya's gonna have a little rummage around some clothes.
Alright, you do some rummaging. Yeah, you do find things that are nice and with a little tuck here and a little button there. Fit good enough for you.
Just walk out to where Sim is, do a little spin. How do I look?
I mean, I think it looks great, but
Well,
I'm
they are
also the
yours, so
one.
of course you'd say
Yeah,
that.
yes. Oh well, let me go find something, and then I guess we can make our way there.
Yes.
And maybe if we're early, we might see something, hear something. I don't know.
Hmm. I'm gonna make a note to leave the papers that I got from the car here and not take
Yeah,
them with me.
maybe might be smart.
Some find something nice that's not his heavy petting bar outfit.
Oh yeah, you have enough other outfits that you've acquired over time for your whatever people you're trying to schmooze in on for information to fit into different settings. And you Sim, you do have the address, like a card that they gave you. But Zay's been there. So
Twice.
who's leading the way? Yeah.
I can actually get us there much faster because of my background as an urchin.
As Sim's like pulling out the card. So, the address is let's see.
It's like 627 whatever lane.
What? Huh?
Oh,
I
I've
did they
I've
tell you?
been
Did
there
they invite
twice.
you?
I've been there twice already.
Oh.
I mean, I haven't been inside.
I'm definitely making the house number 627 now.
There's only 3 mansions on the street.
See, no, that's like how that's how this one neighborhood here is actually addressed though. You start driving up, and the first house on the right is like 288, and then the first house on the left is 123, and then the next one is like 300 something. And I think the next one after that is like a 500.
Weird.
And none of it makes sense.
Come on. Ah, it didn't let me do that. 627. There, that one's bigger. That's better. Oh, I actually made that on the objects and tokens layer. Now one of the houses is numbered 627. Let's just slap completely random numbers on them as you guys give them numbers. Um, what is Victor getting ready for on this fine day?
Probably gonna start the morning off by refilling my potion supplies. But before I go anywhere, I would like to spend 10 minutes to ritually cast Find Familiar.
Ooh, all right.
And it will come up in the form of a raven. I will send said raven to keep an eye on things and see if anything potentially
Is its
interesting comes
name
up.
gonna be Poe?
I was more thinking Edgar, but
That also works.
Alan.
got too many Allens. Got the fucking Allen keys. Got people that I work with named Allen. Too many Allens.
Too many Allens. Now I'm just thinking of the aristocrats. Edgar Butler. But yes, you are able to summon your familiar in the shape of a raven, which does in fact follow the two when they head off. Um, Aegis. When you wake up in the morning, you head towards Ivy, if I recall correctly. Right?
Uh, uh, was her plans early in the morning?
Her plans were whenever you came and helped, she would make use of you.
Um, I think I was going. Well, would this be after the volunteer work at the pet shop?
Oh yeah, you could do like the pet shop first. You do whichever order you wanted to do them in, really. Um,
Mm, after the pet shop, he'd probably go back over to Ivy's because he promised her he'd help her.
so you with the pet shop, or you do get in there and they give you some of the usual. We've moved the animals out of these pens, so could you help by cleaning out this one? Will a different worker cleans out the other one, so we can get the animals situated back in their usual pens, sort of spiel. Um, and you help out with getting everybody their food as well. Um, and making sure different food and water bowls are filled up. You're given like you get the cat section, someone else gets the dog section, and someone takes the reptiles. Yeah, everybody gets their different sections to make sure are all good and filled up. And before you know it, you're out of there, and you end up um when you go to Ivy's. You go to Love Blossoms Florist. You do notice it is the door's closed. The sign does not say open. Um, though you can kind of peek in through the front windows, and you do kind of catch her moving around in the back area, kind of where her work tables are.
Um, still nervous.
Did you would need to get in before talking. You could see her at the back tables through the
Oh,
windows of the front of the shop.
wait, through the front. Oh, at the back tables through the front one. Oh, oh. Wait, I could see her though.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't have a voice for this one yet. I'm gonna um I'm gonna use my telepathy voice because she's like within 30 feet,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
right? I'm just gonna ask, are you okay in there?
You do that, and you see a couple flowers go flying, and hear a startled squeal. And you can see her do a 360 before catching you in, like, noticing you through a window, and then taking a deep breath and walking over and opening the door and going, holy crap. Maybe just next time. Yes, yes, I am still nervous and apparently jumpy. Good morning.
Good morning. Uh, no need worry. You best best gardener in city.
She kind of nods and takes a deep breath and goes, "Thank you for the compliment. Could breathe. Got a lot of work to do." And then she goes, "Oh, you're here now, so you can." Um, she then bolts over to her table. Writes three different types of flowers names down. Thinks for a moment, doodles their picture down next to him real quick, just in case you don't know those flower names, and then goes, uh, go through the gardens. She pulls some plant trimmers out of her pocket and goes, "I need 10 flowers with," she kind of gestures with her hands. It's probably about like 8 inches um in length, and she goes, "With this long of stems on them, of each of these plants. You think you can do that?"
Yes.
Ju-
She goes, "Cool." She passes you the paper and the trimmers, and picks up the flowers that she had flung, looking them over to make sure they're like not totally damaged or anything. Um, and go starts back at making the some of the bouquets that she was working on, and you can see there's already some like really long lengths of twirled vines with flowers um like shoved into the braided vinage and kind of like coiled up in a fashion that would make it easy to carry. But it's just like quite long lengths that she's already gotten done today. Um um and you end up going into her garden section to trim some plants. But with that, going back to Sim and Zay. Zay leads the way quickly to the house. Um, who goes up and knocks?
From like 10 feet away or so, Sim's gonna send a mage hand up and knock.
As you do that and you knock, and you are greeted by do, 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 do. Um, she clearly one of the family. Um, uh, white wavy hair and black curling up horns. Um, she opens the door and her brow furrows and um she goes, what's your business here?
Oh, well, the boys last night, they asked if I could meet them here this morning to discuss the possibility of performing at the wedding.
She, when you said that, her face lights up a little bit. She goes, oh, okay. What if yeah, um they'd said something about a performer last night. I didn't realize they actually meant that they found one to hire. Um, I, one moment, please. She doesn't quite fully close the door all the way. But she does just instead of having it like wide open with her standing in the doorway, she does make it narrow. And you can hear her take a couple steps before shouting in Sylvan for her brothers to get their asses down here. Your performer is here, you handle it. She's going to go back to breakfast. And she peeks her head back out the door, and in just common goes, they'll be down in just a moment. If you would like to wait, she kind of gestured for you to come in. um and just inside the door is like a little nook with some chairs, um and a little like sit sort of waiting room. She's like, if you two could wait right in here, they'll be just a moment.
Of course, my lady, thank you. And Sim will give like a, kind of a small little bow.
She gives a awkward smile and then darts off. Um, and very shortly, a couple of the brothers, um, as well as the father who you have not met yet, older gentleman with longer white hair, um still the same purple skin that this family seems to share um with each other. That's something they all have in common, this family. And he walks over, and he's the one that happens to greet you first, and he goes, so my boys tell me you are a good performer, worthy of a wedding performance.
Well, I hope that I would be worthy of a wedding performance at a wedding in your family, sir.
Because they were quite taken by you. Said you did quite well and had a wide array that you could perform. Have you ever done weddings before?
Yes, I've done one or two.
He nods and goes, have you ever been hired by a noble family before?
Well, there was one family several years ago, but I'm not entirely sure I would call them nobles. I don't entirely remember them, but I it it's a very it's a very high honor to be offered the position.
He nods and goes, good, you know your place, you know your standing. All right then. Here's how we run things. He holds out a card because this will let you into the gardens near that are run by the Finefoots near the winery. It will when there they'll show you where you are to set up. You are bound to get more requests, and in your line of work, bound to get more performance requests. But it also ties you to our name in a way, in a sense, if you will. We do keep track, for a while at least, of those we hire. We want to make sure that who we hire isn't going to do anything stupid. Because why would a noble hire anything less than perfection? You understand.
Of course, I
Because now, what do you charge for your performances? What would you charge for a wedding performance?
well, I think that would all depend on the scope of the performance you were hoping for.
Because, well, the venue is going to be open for 8 hours for guests to be able to come in and out. The ceremony itself you won't have to worry about. Your you would be performing um as the guests ate and mingled. Not everybody can come in all at the same time, and not everyone will fit in for the ceremony itself. That's a bit more of a private matter. We don't expect you to perform the entire time. We do know you are living, of course. You'll need a break for food and drink, which will be provided. You will have access to the catering that's there. Um, but for most of that time, you should be performing.
So, if if I'm not mistaken, approximately anywhere between 6 to 7 hours of playing.
Hey, not just that would be right around there. Yes, 6 to 7 hours. Um, would factor in meal and restroom breaks nicely, as well as any clothing changes you might want to do in between sets if you're one that does that sort of thing.
Well, he'll look over it and say, "Well, what do you think?"
It's a great opportunity, Sim.
It would be. We'll definitely take the job. Um, I think it would just be figuring out the matter of pricing, but I think that could wait until later. I'll kind of like look to Zay for. Do you think that works, or maybe think of a price now and maybe like a half up front, half at the end, sort of deal, or kind of looking
He
back and forth between Zay and the dad.
he looks to you and goes, um, uh, price is no worry to us. We do have enough on hand for if you did want half up front. We would not pay full up front. That's not good
Oh
business.
no, I
But
would never ask for that.
definitely yes, if you would like half up front, um, we could give that to you beforehand. And if you would like time to think about your prices, just get I have a business meeting come lunch. That might make me busy the rest of the day. You could always leave a note with one of the other family members or one of the butlers if they happen to answer the door. But if you want to bring your price uh, before lunch, then I would be able to grab the funds right then.
Of course. We will definitely let you know before the end of the day, at least. He kind of like gets up. Was there any other planning that we needed to do right now, or was that just with the Fine Foot Winery at this point?
At this point, it's just the winery and getting back in touch with your fees.
Of course. Well, we will have our price to you before the end of the day.
He goes, good, good. No, I apologize if there was anything else you did wish to talk about. He uh pats the son on the shoulder and goes, "This is the one that's gonna get married. So talk to him on if he wants any specifics performed, or if he thinks his new wife might want anything specific. But other than that, he can let you out. Good day to you." And he gets up and reaches out his hand for a handshake.
Sim will accept.
And you do notice when where's that? Oh, the other hand. Is that the hand that you would? Yeah, that is the hand that you would shake with. You notice when you shake hand, there is a serpent tattoo on his hand that kind of wraps around and up his wrist, and the eye itself glows a little bit.
Oh, what kind of tattoo?
A serpent, a snake.
Serpent. Okay. It kind of just like glitched like right in the middle of the word, so I just heard like a sir tattoo, and I was like,
Oh no.
oh.
Yeah, on the hand itself, it's got its mouth open and you can see the fangs, and its eye is a red eye that actually has a glow to it. And the serpent's body, he does have longer sleeves on, but you can kind of see that it does wrap around his wrist. And you could imagine if he was wearing shorter sleeves, that it might wrap up his arm.
Hmm.
That is some wonderful artwork.
He looks over to you and goes, "Ah, yes. Yes, that's been a part of me for so long. Sometimes I forget it's there. Unless it needs to be of use, of course. Then I know right where it is."
I know the feeling, and I'm going to like tug down my shirt a little to show off a tattoo that's like just under the collarbone.
When seeing that, he nods and goes, "Ah, we might have more in common than I initially would have thought. If you have other lines of work and are ever looking for a job, please reach out to me." He does like a little half bow before leaving the room. More of a slightly more than a nod than a bow itself. Um
Nod with the shoulders involved too.
yeah, definitely, yeah, a nod with the shoulders involved.
A hefty
Um
nod.
um you can hear him walk off. Malice kind of sitting there, and he goes, don't really have any critiques for you myself, or requests. I really, what you guys did last night was great, honestly. So, I guess just more of that. Um, if there's any,
Is there anything about the lucky lady? Is she? Do you know any songs that she might want to hear?
because I'm not really much knowledge on his tabaxi culture or Leonin culture. That the family is uh uh, full of felines. He goes,
His or his or her,
her, the who he's going to marry.
right? Just making sure.
Wasn't sure if I heard a him or a her there either.
Yeah.
Um, he kind of goes, if you do know
Well,
anything,
I can't say I know terribly much about Tabaxi Alien either, to be honest.
yeah,
Well, what is
You
there anything about I don't know, is there anything about yourself that I could maybe add in somewhere that might kind of get a spark going? He kind of like nudges him with his elbow a little bit.
he kind of smirks and goes, well, uh, all of us were forced, though. I mean, I think most of us enjoyed it. We all have formal dance training, a little bit of fancy footwork, if you will. So, a bit of a few that are a little bit more upbeat with a passionate heat sort of feel. Uh, would
Well,
pair
you
nicely.
you just give me your signal for when you'd like to take your lady out for a dance, and I will give you exactly what you need.
He goes, perfect. That sounds great. Uh, he he then goes, well, other than that, I assume you guys, I mean, since you live in the town, you should know where the winery is itself, so I probably don't have to give directions there or anything.
do you have your rings picked out?
He goes, "Oh, yes, actually, I'm, uh, Mother's ring has been resized. She passed away a few years ago."
Oh, my condolences.
Yes, but,
Well, it's
a suit fitting is later today and checking in on everything as well as uh, making sure regular businesses are being run as usual, but everybody's pitching in and helping get all the work done. So, yes, we will see you both, or at least one of you, later on for your charge, your fee. Um, he kind of fidgets a little bit. You can tell that he's both excited, nervous, and like really kind of doesn't know what to do with himself with the whole situation.
um,
Like he is like he's trying to hide it all, but there's just so much that it's just like seeping through the attempted cool facade.
Sim's gonna kind of like just like a knuckle under his chin and just kind of be like, "Hey, pick your chin up there, Malice. Remember, you're a part of the Varzan family. I mean, partying with you last night, just getting to know you just a little bit. I if she even gets to know you half as well as I know you, she's going to be a very, very lucky woman."
Yeah, lets out a breath and smiles because you're right. You're right. He's like you're a good one. I
Okay, now
stars aligned, the gods reached out. This was just meant to be. This was meant to be. You're gonna go places, man. You're gonna go places.
thank you, thank you. Well, now listen here. You don't you worry just a little bit. I'll have you taken care of at your wedding. Don't you worry. All you need to go do is go get yourself a good-looking suit and make sure that the business is taken care of. And once the wedding comes, everything will be perfect. And with that, Sim will inspire him.
Nice. Good touch. He kind of claps his hands together and stands up and goes, "With that, it's time to get things done." He goes, "Oh, do d- does Needlecraft have your measurements by chance?"
Yes, they should.
He goes, "Perfect. I'm unless you feel it's overstepping. I wouldn't if you have an outfit that you like to do your performances by all means. But if you don't mind, I would like to put an order in for you, and, on us, of course.
Oh, well, I mean, if you have something specific for me, then by all means.
And he is, and the lady too, of course. He is
They
Zay, I
absolutely
think
they
heard
they
last night.
they absolutely do not have my size. I have never gone there.
He's like, oh well, well, if you two don't have much to do today, other than making sure the siblings know what they're supposed to do before I head out. If you would like to walk with me, we could go down together and they could get your measurements.
I'd be flattered to.
He goes, wonderful, wonderful. One moment, you two. And he hustles off. Um, do I can't recall. Did you cast to where you could understand other languages, or did you just warn about other languages?
I just warned about it. I didn't cast anything before we came inside.
Okay, I couldn't recall or not. You definitely hear more Sylvan. Before he comes back and goes, all right then, we're off. And he heads to the door and opens it and gestures for you to head out with him.
I will follow.
And as you're walking, uh, we will actually jump back to Victor for a little bit. Victor, you were getting supplies and things all figured out as far as what you needed to gather and um what you might want. Were there any particular shops you wanted to hit for anything? Or is Victor more the type that would like to go out in the wilds himself and try and harvest stuff?
Did we lose a victor?
Did we lose Victor?
I am here. Dozed off.
There he is. He fell asleep in the potions.
Beware them potion fumes, kids. They mess with your head.
Them potion fumes got to you. What things were you looking towards stocking up on?
More healing potion supplies and sleeping draught supplies as well. Basically, just stocking up the hospital.
Alrighty, so
Because I need those.
you would know that you could get some of your supplies. Well, you could get all of your supplies from Lavender Moon, though they do tend to be dried. So if you were looking for more fresh ingredients, you'd know you could get some of those from Love Blossoms. Not quite everything though. So it would just be on Victor's preference of like what he cared quality wise about.
probably get good quality ingredients because you don't want to skimp when making potions. That's how accidents happen. We don't want no unintended consequences. I want my potions to do what I make them to do.
True that. So you've done this enough times before. You would know that for all the different herbs and ingredients you would need, you for restocking, you tend to usually spend around 20 gold in order to fully restock enough to make a couple potions.
All right. I will subtract 20 gold and add a bunch of potion supplies.
You also know that all the work that potion making takes, um why the difference between buying the potion itself and the price of the ingredients itself, all the work and care that takes into making a proper potion, and the time that it takes, really makes up that difference in price. But that's also why you do it yourself and um, don't have to pay as much. Takes you time to do it, but why pay more and when you can pay less and build it yourself and know that it's good quality, sort of thing. Um but after getting your supplies, what's he heading out to do? Is he opening up shop? Is he going off to do things?
Hmm. Probably look through the eyes of the raven, see if anything is. Well, actually, go back to the shop first. Then look through the eyes of the raven, see what's going on, and just watch. Get a good sense of what's happening.
So you, uh, Raven watch wise, there's some time when the Raven is just watching a house. But after a bit, the Raven does follow Simze and Malice, and they end up walking to Needlecraft. And it's at that point where um Edgar perches on top of Chop Shop Butchers, so he can look across the street at the front of Needlecraft.
Alrighty.
And Aegis, roll me a nature check, or Aegis. I'm gonna remember to get it right eventually.
Nature. Oh, he's actually more decent at that than I thought, but just because of his stat. 13.
Not bad, not bad. I would say with your familiarity of the area, um, the names and the drawings, you're able to get the flowers that have been requested fairly easily, and bring them back to Ivy. And when you do that, she doesn't say anything for a moment, but she's thinking about something. And after a moment, she blurts out, "If I leave you in the shop with the door open, if anyone comes in, do you think you can write down their requests?"
Uh, yes. He's gonna write things down in like very very weird comment, by the way. Like his
It's
comment is gonna be like how he talks.
gonna be beautiful. She looks at him and goes, "Okay, I've got a bunch of stuff I have to deliver, but I don't want to miss out on a complete day's worth of sales. Um, or at least more sales than I've already missed out on. Um, having to periodically close the doors and open them again so I can get things finished. So, what I'm going to do is just have the shop open. Here she slides something, goes over. Here's the orders notepad. Order, have them write their name and contact information, and then have them tell you what they want. And you can write that. She points into like a big open area on the page, and she goes, and you can write it down there. It's one sheet per customer. So after you fill out one page, you flip it over under, and the next page is for the next customer. And I'll look them over after I'm done running all of these in.
Is Aegis just gonna get hired by the entire city at this point? Of
She
Aegis's plan is to be the entire city's workforce and then quit every job simultaneously, thus
quit
collapsing society.
the real plans there.
uh, um, Aegis is just trying to take note of what he needs to ask of everyone.
And she's like, "Okay, I'll be back." And she has it's kind of like a wheelbarrow, except for instead of one wheel in the front, it's two. Um, and she puts a few of the um like closer to like 16-foot braided vines with flowers throughout them, puts a couple spools of those into it, and then this is off. Um, and you are in the shop with the door propped open and the open sign on, or like flipped to open. Uh
He just stares at the door with a really bad poker face.
Aegis is just like, oh no, I'm gonna fuck it up. And roll me a flat d20.
Okay. 9.
All right. Um, Ivy ends up coming back from her first drop off, and no one has come in yet. So she loads up another drop off and takes off. Uh, roll me another flat d20.
He's gonna start weightlifting with the pots while he's waiting.
See a 17 with that one.
Sorry, I should have said something.
Um, you hear the chime as you see a you see an Aarakocra in the messenger guild attire um pop in and spot you and look around and look back to you, and he goes, Ivy not in today? Right now?
Yes, she's out delivering.
Do I place an order with you, or do I come back later?
Um, he's gonna pull out his scramble for the notebook that he had. Um, order with me.
Mm.
Now, um, if you're having second thoughts, these are best flowers in town.
He goes, oh no,
But
no, not having second thoughts. He goes, I'm just, I didn't know she'd started getting help. I was just shocked. Um, I need an order with some specific flowers in it.
Uh,
Uh, he goes, I need a bouquet that has pink camellias, white camellias, as well as some. He goes, what else did I wanted it again? Some decorative fern, in the bouquet, as well as some irises. Color doesn't matter on those ones. Just whichever she would think fits in with the rest. And I think that'll be it for this order.
he takes a moment, uh, struggling to write everything down.
He goes, and of course I know when she gets back in and puts everything together, I'll bring in whatever the amount is for the bouquet. Um, I know they have a range depending on the amount that she puts into them and everything. So,
Oh, uh, he takes a moment to look at his note that he wrote for what all he needed from the customer. Um, name and information.
he goes, oh. Um, he goes, I am I'm Zip. Um, just contact the Messengers Guild in the Temple of the Winds. Holy shit, Worm! What the fuck are you doing?
Huh?
Sorry, the cat just went absolute knucking futz around the whole living room and family room, spinning in circles, but on the hardwood floor using all claw and no pad. You alright, Worm? Did you, like, get into the catnip, like, big time or something? I thought I had put all that away. Like, holy crap. I think she's being attacked or something. Jeez. Um, but yeah, so he says his name is Zip, and to contact the Messengers Guilds. Um,
Is that the wrong chat? Oops. I've been writing this in the wrong chat. But that's his notes.
what did you? Oh, you wrote it in the.
That's his notes.
That's beautiful. That's pink camellias, white. Oh, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. Uh, 10 out of 10. Need Aegis to write down all the notes.
Right.
Forever on pink is going to be spelled with 3 E's. um, and after I give you that information, he goes, anything else you need from me? Do I need to give a few coins as like a placement holder or like anything since she's not here? Should I give some coins now and then she can give me the difference if I've paid too much? Um,
Um, um, he's gonna look to his little note of everything that she said to ask of. Um, I think that's all he remembered to write though. Um, yeah. Um, hmm. uh, what would you say?
so she didn't mention the payment at all. Um, so that this is up to Aegis.
Um, you leave what you think is enough. If if it's not enough, we talk. If it's too much, we send back.
He nods. He's like, "Okay, perfect, perfect." He pulls out his coin purse and goes, "Well, I don't know exactly how much these ones will cost. Um, my previous orders have ranged from typically 1 to 5 golds, depending on how extravagant I'm going. This one I would assume isn't too over the top. I don't think. So how about I leave 3, and if I
He's,
need to pay more, I'll pay more. But that seems good.
he's gonna insistently add these best flowers in continent.
It's best. The last part broke up.
Oh, he was saying is it's the best flowers in continent. He doesn't use articles in his speech.
Uh, that it definitely is. Always beautiful blooms. Uh, Top notch, truly. Um, He's like, yeah, you are. I'll leave 4. So he puts digs through the coin purse, puts down 4 golds, and goes, all right, Ethan. I guess I'll hear back from her when I hear back from her. Uh, good day to you, sir. And he hustles off. And as a few minutes go by before Ivy returns and loads up the last bit of what she needs to deliver. But before heading back out, she goes, "Oh, you doing all right? Everything's going okay?"
Uh, yes. Maybe I deliver?
You, I mean,
You.
I could give you the entrance card, but I don't know. This one specifically has my information on it. Now, it does have the store's information as mine on it, and you'd be making a delivery for me. But I don't know if they'd let you in, and like, do you know the gardens? Like, have you ever been to the gardens of the winery?
Uh, he's just quiet.
She goes, it's just this last one. Like, just this last drop off.
You tired, I do.
She's like, oh, all right. You can, sure.
He hands her his note in the gold.
she, she, usually like a bit of twine, ties, um, her entrance card that actually has like a little clip-on spot in the corner sort of thing. She clips it to the twine and goes, just show them that as you're going to drop off, and you should see the others that I've already dropped off easily from the gate. Um, and she begins looking at your notes and just staring at them. Do you leave at that point? Just leave, or do you like wait for her to process?
I think I'd like to see her process.
There's
It's good news. I know common very well. A
there's
good
a
company.
moment where she's just staring at it, and her face looks completely blank. And then she looks up at you and goes, "You tried so hard. We're gonna
Well,
teach you how to spell better, okay? At some point, I can decipher this, and like I can do this. But woof. Um, she's pink does not have 3 E's.
It is pink.
Pink.
Pink. He pronounces it as if it has as if it has the ease.
Pink. Pink. Um, good job. Uh, yeah. Take that delivery. Good job. Good job. You did good.
Um, he's just gonna head out to the winery then.
As you make your way, we'll transition back. He'll scene swipe to Sim, Zay, and Malice making their way to and entering Needlecraft. And um as they enter, Malice calls out and goes, I've got an addition to my family's previous order. We've got to add a couple outfits. Same colorations. Um uh, just whatever they would prefer as far as suit style or dress style, or yeah, looks at Zay and goes, do you prefer, really, if you want like a top and pants or dress or uh whatever style you want, did we've add it to the weddings tab.
Okay.
And the the ladies come over, and one of them was like, "Oh, you again? How's the suit treating you?"
Very nicely. Thank you very much.
Perfect, perfect. Same style, different style.
Um, kind of a similar style, but a little more formal.
A little more formal. Good, good. And because we haven't seen you before, madam. Step up and we can get your measurements. Also, what would you like to wear to the event?
Zay just kind of looks over at Sim. Zay has no fashion sense whatsoever. None. Uh, she's she's just like, probably something with pants, and if there's any way to discreetly incorporate one of these, and she's gonna pull out a dagger into the design of it.
She's like, oh, um, Well, dearie, the easiest way to do that, how about the so skirt pants or dress pants, but they're not like if you were
I don't want
standing.
anything floofy.
Oh, it's not too floofy. No, no, no. But if you stand still, it almost looks like you have more of a tight dress because it does have some flow to it, but it's not floofy. Um, but when you're walking or if your legs are a little farther apart, you can see that it is pant legs. That would be easier to discreetly hide things in. If you would like tighter pants, we could always add to the upper hem something that you could hook a dagger or two into. Um, if that's what you'd prefer.
Just, I don't want to be caught without them, but I don't want to be caught with them. You know what I mean?
You from behind you at this point, Malice pipes up, um, and he goes, "That's something I think I have heard my father state verbatim in the past."
He's not wrong.
And you are assured that there will be a couple different spots where you can comfortably secure and hide a blade, um so you could have either more than one on you or just pick whichever spot feels right once the whole ensemble is on. And then you are kind of manhandled onto the stand that she then takes out her tape measure and measures around the arms, your shoulder width, your arm length, shoulder to ankle, around the hips and bust, and a few other measurements in between. And again, doesn't really ask, but just moves you in the direction she needs you to be standing for the different measurements. Before being like, "All right, dear, you're all done."
Oh, and pockets.
Oh yes, the pockets. Definitely. There will be pockets.
Good. Can never find something that has good pockets.
Now, did you again want something a little? Uh, did you want to go the more form-fitting route, or did you want to go with the thing that had a little more flow to it? Again, not floof. It's not floofy. Just maybe breezy.
It can have a little flow.
Because if also if you have the things that have a little flow, I can make better pockets in those.
We'll go with the one that has better flow.
Because I have managed, and it would be the upper pockets. I have managed in an upper pocket to make it fit a hefty wine bottle without anybody even noticing. So you can hide some good things in your pockets. Granted that this particular event you won't need to. The wine will already be supplied, but for occasions where things were not supplied, I've definitely got the request or two for deep pockets. And with that, she's making some final notes and then pulling over Malice to try on his suit and so she can make any more final like adjustments and things on it before he goes you two uh, at this point are free to go about your business. He kind of chuckles and goes, "We'll see one of you before the end of the night at the home. Well, one of the family will, anyways. Um, he goes, have a nice rest of your day." And then he lets them shuffle him off towards the dressing rooms, and you end up being free to do your own thing.
Well, as we kind of wandered off, gonna ask Zay, yeah, well, how much do you think we should charge him?
Would 100 gold an hour be too much? They said they were willing to pay, that they didn't care.
Well, and well, if we told him 6 to 7 hours, so ask for the 300 up front and whatever's owed afterwards.
They is kind of thinking of the math. She didn't really quite think that through. Uh, Zay just nods her head.
I will see if that's. Well, I can go see if that's an acceptable price, and hopefully I'll be coming back with some gold.
We'll see.
And I'll make my way
Um,
back towards the mansion to let him know what the price is.
Alrighty. Does they go too, or does they go off and do something else?
no, Zay goes as well.
Alrighty. As you two tag along with each other, and go back to uh the
Mansion
the
627.
mansion. Yeah, there we go. I was scrolling so I could see the number. Um, mansion 627. Um, roll me a perception check, both of you.
Perception. 5.
Accidentally just
It
closed
was
my character sheet like a dumbass.
it was almost an 18. Almost. Almost.
Yeah, close tab. There we go. Once it loads. Perception. 18.
18.
It's 17
So,
on the die.
as you get up to the house, from the outside, you can hear on the inside there is screaming. It is feminine in nature. Sounding voice wise. It is Sylvan, however. And there's also a couple different male voices responding in Sylvan that are more so like, what the heck, sort of like what's going on. Uh, in like loud mannerisms. Like you, of course, you can't hear exactly what's being said. It's just the
Can I
tone
cast
of
comprehend
voice.
languages?
You said you're
Yeah.
you're you're casting it.
Yes, this sounds interesting.
Um. So, uh, two voices. One of which is the head of the household, Lord Varzand. Uh, you hear his shouts of what in the world, what is it, quiet down, Marlia, what on is all the ruckus from? And you can tell like that voice is from like up higher, so like an upstairs. um you hear another male voice, um coming from, you could tell it's more downstairs, in uh in discernment direction, sort of thing. And going, what's going on, what's going on, why are you screaming? And uh the the female voice, finally, like, there's the screen kind of dies down a moment, before you hear shouts of, get in here and kill it, kill it, kill it, I'm not getting off the chair until it's dead. um and um you hear an exclamation that's basically the equivalent of, oh my god. um and
What's going on?
another a shout down from Lord Varzand of, why did we buy cats if they're not doing their jobs? Get rid of get rid of the pest and shut your sister up. And there's a door slam. Um and you now know, uh Mar- Marlia in particular is afraid of rodents.
Sybil just kind of lean over to say, well, from the sounds of it, Marlia is terrified of mice, and their cats don't do the job.
Zay looks for syrup. Do I have syrup?
I mean, I would say you would have either syrup would be at home or you would have syrup on you.
Okay, just making sure it's not syrup. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure I left them at home. Like, uh, although I've been here 3 times now, so I don't know.
I'm curious. Am I there yet?
You aren't going to the house itself. You
Oh,
would make it to the gardens to do your drop off, and would have been able to drop off and head back.
I'll wait.
Um, but you wouldn't have been quite in the same area to hear the commotion. The commotion is at the manor itself, not
Well,
at the Finefoot winery and gardens.
well, do we do we go in?
I was thinking about waiting a second and then going to knock. Kind of give them the illusion that we didn't just hear them.
Has it been long enough now?
You like, as you finish that statement, you see, um, you see the the son that takes after his dad and that he also has red eyes. Um, is it's still squirming like he didn't kill it. But he's holding a mouse
Oh,
by the
oh.
tail as he's walking out the front door, and he guys sees you guys and smirks and gives a wave, like a little half wave, and goes, I know you're here for business. Um, what's the amount you're looking for? Right? He looks at you two like I think that's what my brother told me that. Oh, bro, he's like the look on his face is more. I think that's the information I was given, and I think this is the right question to ask these people. And also a look of how do I explain why I'm holding a mouse?
You know, if you just put it outside, it's gonna find its way back in again. I'll tell you that for free.
He chuckles. And he goes, yeah, it's funny every time she finds one. It's probably been the same exact one now that you mention that, since every time I've only put it back outside. He kind of holds it up and goes, well, little guy, I guess this does mean your life's gonna end. Yeah, he kind of holds it out and goes, unless one of you two wants it, and takes it away.
I already have a syrup.
Oh, but we could gather all the rats of this town, and we could infest specific businesses of our choice, and then after they're infested, charge them to get rid of the infestation, and then we just tell them to leave.
You gonna be a Pied Piper?
We could just tell them to leave after get the money.
Oh, but we were also here to discuss our price for the performance.
Yes, good. Well, uh, what was your price that you're asking for? I can relay that to father and have him come down for you.
Oh, well, we were thinking around about 100 golds an hour, and if we were doing the half up front, I'd say just 300 to start.
Yeah, nods and shrugs. That seems about right for an event like this. He then closes his hand around the mouse, and you see a bit of electricity zapping, and there's a little bit of a sharp squeak, and then it stops moving. And he walks over to a bin and hucks it in before walking inside. And you hear him call up the stairs. You just hear him shout, "Father, pull out 300 gold and come down." And you hear some steps, and the door opens back up, and he goes, "Ah, you two are back. I figured the request of gold would be you two. So he holds out a fairly large pouch. He goes, 300 gold is within. Um, the rest when everything is said and done."
Yes.
And he passes the coin purse over, and he just look at Zay for a moment, and before turning back around, he goes, "Don't forget my offer," and goes back inside and shuts the door. And that's where we will end session tonight, folks.
Oh, and now, final moment.
Getting that offer.
So, say a good night to chat, everybody.
No chat.
Bye.